my name is Richard Glynn. I am Irish and I'm 43 years of age. I have a master's degree in management and entrepreneurship and also an MSc, Master of Science, in UX design. My profession currently is I work as a digital product designer, and I also run a company called Studio Powwow. Studio Powwow develops entertainment brands for young audiences. And back in 2014, we launched a game, a mobile game based on our first entertainment brand, Ship Antics, called Ship Antics: The Legend of the Kiki Beast. And Ship Antics was very successful. It was featured in over 120 countries worldwide by the Apple App Store, and downloaded, I think, close to 1 million times. And it also received a lot of critical success, winning an award, a Parrot to Pixel award in 2014 and an Irish Animation Award in 2015. Um, uh, that then led me to start to work more in the education market, the ed tech industry, again targeting young audiences, but specifically developing digital products for young audiences. So on a day-to-day basis, I am designing digital interactions and digital products that solve problems for teachers and students in schools. So analysis. Analysis is an interesting one. We use the term analytics. Analysis is probably a broader term. I use analysis every day, all the time, generally when I'm doing a lot of research. So when I start to develop products, I usually do a lot of user research to begin with. That can be anything from surveys, which can be quantitative or qualitative surveys, or they can be interviews, which are often open interviews, and therefore there's a lot of qualitative data that needs to be analyzed. So once I've done a lot of that research, I need to analyze that research, and I do quite a lot of heavy analysis, such as coding any of the scripts that are developed from those interviews, or analyzing any of the data inputs that come from the quantitative surveys that or measurements that I might do. Also, later on, when I've developed products based on all that research that I've done, I'll do usability tests on them, and that will require an analysis. And the analysis I'm trying to do is trying to understand the attitudes and behaviors of the users that I'm designing for, and the interactions that they are making with our products, so that we can make improvements to those products, and improvements to the experience they're having with those products. So that's how I use analysis every day. The most recent analysis that I did, actually, it's an organizational issue as well. There's been a big shift where I work at the moment in terms of what they're trying to push, a transformation, a digital transformation where I work. And I interviewed a huge number of internal stakeholders and subject matter experts and different people who worked in different parts of the company, trying to understand the challenges they were having with this transformation. So a lot of them, for example, had older skills. Our company used to be a kind of an old print company, and now it's a digital first company that builds a platform. We used to sell books. Now we sell a platform and provide the books on that platform in a digital format. This is a big shift in skills that a lot of people are having difficulty with. They're also having difficulty with the new way of developing products on that platform. Whereas they used to use a kind of a waterfall system to develop the products, now they're being asked to do them in an agile system, and using an agile methodology. A lot of people are finding that difficult. So I interviewed a huge amount of them to try and find out where the pain points were, where they were having difficulties interacting with different departments. And I was able to basically interview all of them, and then take codify a lot of the most pertinent points from all of those interviews and analyze that by doing a thematic analysis, which then surfaced the most important or most difficult problems that they were having, so that we could then identify those problems as problems we need to solve for them. So there was a huge amount of analysis, a huge amount of data which I needed to analyze to do that. But that also created a system map, because from there I was able to create a recommendation kind of system of how we should develop products. So whereas we used to do this waterfall system, now we're trying to introduce, let's say, a waterfall system where design came at the end of the system. Now we're trying to introduce an agile system where design comes at the start of the system. And by doing that, that's helping a lot of the people who are finding it very difficult with this transformation, because they're given a lot of the information that they need so that they can develop the products. So that's an example of actually analyzing a lot of the data from interviewing them and using that data then to create a systems map, which we can then propose as a new project management system that we develop products through.